Hello everyone, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Australia with hair flipping up everywhere. Okay, I hope everyone is having a lovely Thursday. I have an extremely busy Thursday today, lots of driving around, which is why I am here live on Facebook half an hour earlier than normal, because I still want to come and play with you all, but I just needed to be mindful of appointments. So I'm 2 trips down, 1 trip to go so I've done my appointment this morning. I've dropped Owen to his appointment this morning and he's going back to a mate's place afterwards. And then I just have David's appointment, and then we have to get our oven fixed because our oven is tripping our fuse box. So thank God for air fryers, because that is how we cooked our dinner last night. So David went, the oven isn't turning on. I went, do you want to check the box? And yes, so it's fun and games here in the Woodbridge household. Now, I have seen a video. So what I'm doing today is trying a brand new technique. So a demonstrator named Wendy Lee, she shared how you can use a silicone mat and some plates for our embossing machine, and our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to emboss using our decorative masks. So I am going to have a first play here with you guys and see if we can emboss using the silicone mat. I've written down exactly what she said to do, and we're going to try it. I've got just some basic white paper ready to trim up to use with this. And we're just going to see how we go, because I have tried to do this before and I've never found a sandwich that works. So I'm really happy that Wendy has gone and done the hard yards for us, and I have the mat, and then when if this works, I will link to her very short Facebook video. I don't know if she's got it on Instagram or not. It was shared with me by some other crafty friends via her Facebook page. So I thought, why not try this out? Now, I just want to make sure I'm live because I'm not seeing anyone here yet. So please make sure, whether you're live or on the replay, you say hi. Now, I can see that I'm live, so that's a good thing. So just come in, say hi, and even if I'm here by myself, I'll still talk to you all as if you're here, and we will try this embossing with decorative masks. So let's flip around. I did have Miss Louisa here, but I had to clean my glass mat. I was making some squeaky sounds using some alcohol, and in disgust, she walked out. So I'm sorry we haven't got our little mascot here with us today, but we shall sort. She may come back if we talk nicely to her. So if any of you watch my YouTube video on, what day was it? Watch my YouTube video on Tuesday, you'll know I'm having some, or YouTube have created some issues, but luckily here on Facebook, they enable us to be able to mirror our screens. So when you're looking at me straight on, you can see exactly what I'm doing. Sorry, I just want to zoom in a tinge more. I don't want to zoom in too far because we are using the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which is a little bit, it is a little bit bulky. So, and it's high, so I'll probably sit somewhere around here. I am going to hit my lights, and then I'm going to come back and see if we can make this technique work. Okay, so, oh, I can see that someone has joined us, so please make sure that you say hi. And we are trying Wendy Lee's embossing technique using the mask and the silicone mat. But first, I need to get some basic white cardstock. So, am I going to size it to these pieces? I think that might be the smart thing to do, which means we'll kind of end up with US size panels. So if I cut that at 4 inches by 5 1/4, that'll give me lap over. Okay, so I'll just cut a couple of pieces because, you know, we may want to try this more than once because, you know, I'm assuming it is going to work. She did it. It looked amazing. I'm sure Wendy Lee would not have shared it if it didn't work. I'm confident in that fact. So I said by 5 1/4. So we can trim things down from there. So I'm just going to start with 2 panels, but I'll pop this piece to the side and we shall see how we go. Okay, so 2 pieces. Now Wendy said I'm going to bring out, I better choose what mask I want to use because I've got 5 different ones to choose from. So this is the linked together decorative mask. On the weekend I did do a mini class with my team using these. I've also shared them as decorative masks here on my live videos. I have shared that as well. So this will go in the bank for my next class and hopefully, if it works, of course. So I'm thinking I may want to use this one because I really do like that kind of tufted. I think it'll turn out to be a tufted pattern, and I do really love this one as well because it's kind of a more masculine vibe. Nothing wrong with these ones. I have no malice towards them. There should be 5 in here. I've only got 4. I think the other one is the tiny dots one, and we did use that with some embossing paste. So I think it is going to be, because I haven't unpacked my class kit. I found it. This is our other piece. So yeah, we did try and clean it as best as we could, but I'm not going to use that, although that piece would be very interesting to see if we could get the dots. So that might be an interesting 3rd piece to show. So we've got something quite open, something a bit smaller, and something tiny. So this will be a good test. So Wendy has said the plates we are going to need is, number 1, we're going to need number 3. Then we're going to put down our silicone mat. Then we're going to put our paper and our mask, and then plate number 4 on the top. So what she recommends that we do, and I'll put these in order of how I want to try them. She recommends that we tape our piece to the mask. Hello, Anne. How are you? I'm glad you have found me today. I wondered if anyone would come in a little bit earlier because this isn't my normal time. So just some things happening today, but I didn't want to not be here, but it just meant being here earlier. So I just have some masking tape. So one piece. Oh, that's not good. Hold on here. Right. Sorry, it just hasn't pulled off all in one piece. Just some tape surgery here. Can we close, please? Thank you. Aha, I got that all in one piece. Okay, pull both of these pieces together. That can just be stuck there. Great, so I've got two pieces. What I want to do, no, I actually want to do this way, but oh, I've got two pieces here. Not helpful in the whole scheme of things. So I kind of want to tack these on like this and then turn this over and just try and line this up. She says as she gets a frog in her throat. Just trying to pull this off. I am very good, thank you, Anne. We're just trying to see if we can emboss using our silicone mat and the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, because I have seen a really good quick video, and of course everything wants to stick to this before I have it lined up. Yep, nope, not lined up. Crooked. Still crooked. Okay, I think that's as good as we're going to get. I just want to try and stick some of that down and then just tack the rest down. Okay, so back to Wendy's sandwich. We've got plate 1. We have plate 3. So this is my top plate for cutting 3. It's not the one I use for cutting. The Stampin' Up! Silicone mat, and we have our paper and our mask, so we want to put that over the silicone mat, and then we're going to have plate 4. Just going to slide that to the side and grab our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now, one thing I want to preface this with, everyone's Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is different. So if your machine feels very tight and as if you're going to have to force this through, do not force it, okay, because that is going to potentially break your machine. So we've got plate 1, plate 3, our silicone mat, paper, mask, and plate 4. So that's going in quite nicely. Oh, we have a nice amount of pressure there. A really nice amount of pressure. That's still very easy to crank through. I did purposely do it slowly. Okay, machine can just go over there. Oh, it looks like this has actually embossed. Oh my dear word. Wow. That worked. Thank you, Wendy Lee. Wow. That is beautiful. So that did emboss. now I have to do it a few more times. Oh, I had some ink here on my silicone mat, obviously, because that transferred. So do make sure that your silicone mat is clean. Oh my dear word. This tape is really wanting to adhere because that was a really nice amount of pressure. Okay, apparently we have we just have tape attached to the back of this. I might try some washi tape. This is my crafting. That's actually ripping the cardstock. But that's okay. We're not going to use the debossed side. We are going to use the embossed side. But I'm not going to use this tape. I just want to get enough off so you don't see it. No one's going to know that I've got tape adhered and stuck on the back. This is all part of the learning experience, everyone. Okay, so we've got that beautiful, and that did slightly move, so I am going to have to trim that down a little bit, but that's fine. I'm actually going to try not taping the piece of paper. So plate 1, plate 3, silicone mat, piece of paper. Now I am going to flip this over and try to avoid the Stampin' Up logo. I don't know if you can see it. It is slightly raised, and I don't want that impression on the paper. Okay, so I'm going to pop this here. Pop this here. Now I may have a little bit of ink on these stencils. I'm pretty sure I clean them well, but you never actually know, especially when we're putting so much pressure. So bring back in the machine, pop this here. Now the silicone mat does actually compress and move, so I'm not going to use tape. I'm going to actually go rogue and just go for it. So just my hand on the top for stability. I'm not actually really pushing. I just don't want anything to fling and move. Okay, now by the looks of this, that just moved slightly as I opened it. Oh wow, this is beautiful as well. So that's the debossed side, that's the embossed side. Now I really want to try our dots, so we're going to see how that works. So third time lucky. And have you seen this little technique recently at all? Okay, snake trimmer, and we could blend these. We could do lots with these pieces, but I kind of now only want to make kind of one card. But I just wanted to see if the technique would work, honestly. Yeah, I just need to have a small drink of water. Now this will work with any of our decorative masks. So we do have a lot of our builder masks for our flower sets. Now that would look really nice to be able to use our blending brushes and then emboss the image. So that is something I can try in an upcoming video. So we are going to try this one. So we're going to try our like flower starburst dots. Okay, So I'm just going to roughly line it up. As I said, I think I am going to trim these right down. Okay, just on the top. Oh, I moved my whole mat here. It's okay. This is why, now I just want to check that we're all still okay. No, we're not. Just want to, you know, kind of roughly sort of straight. Now, plates in, pull that out a little bit, pop that in and down, and in we go. Okay. Now, this is going to be the one that I'm not sure how this one will turn out. So let's do an official reveal. Okay. Pull this back. Oh, that one did not emboss as well as the other ones. I do have a great impression on each side, but not so much in the middle. Now, I did kind of feel that might be the case because they are very small openings, but it still would make a fairly good background. So maybe I would need a couple of passes for this one, but it would probably pretty much involve me taping it down. So if I'd tape it down and run it through a few times. So it worked, but it's definitely not as deep as our other pieces. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind as you try this yourself. Okay, so I'm thinking I would like to use this one and just maybe use some blending on it. Just blending is like one of my favorite techniques. I feel like I use it all the time. So for those of you that are wondering, I will go through the actual sandwich again. So you use platform base, your base plate 1, plate number 3, your silicone mat. You then pop in your piece of paper, preferably taped to your mask, and then we put plate number 4 on top and run that through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, just going to do that. Okay, so we've done that. We've got 2 really good pieces and 1 piece that I'm there going, I know my workarounds if I wanted to use this very, very fine one. Okay, so I'm just going to take these out and I'm going to pop these plates off to the side. Okay, now I've got this piece. Now, do I want to cut it down to a workable piece for me? And the answer is yes, but I also really, really would like a symmetrical line to be able to work off, and that was not a straight line. Pretty close. Let me see if I trim this along the bottom what I get. Is it called close enough is good enough? And I think so. So I have 2 sides cut, so that's great. So now I know I can get, oh, not quite. So I want to go 8.5. So we're going for a panel that's going to be 2 centimeters smaller than our card front. Now let's see if I can do that this way. So here's one that is Oh, no, we're going to have to go a little bit more. So I'm going to need to take another 1/2 centimetre off one of these sides. So I think if I take a little bit off here, because it's looking quite symmetrical at the moment. So 1, 2 and a half. There we go. I think that's as good as we are going to get. Any colour suggestions, gratefully appreciated. I don't know whether to go feminine or masculine. I could also go and grab, actually, that's a great idea. Going to grab some inspiration from my Use It Up box and see if we can get some motifs and things that, oh, now I could try to emboss some pieces I've already coloured. Oh, that's another video. Wow, I've already got some pieces in here. That's wonderful. Okay. I just think I'm going to grab my bags out and see what floats our boat. Oh, our butterflies might look really, really nice because they're already pre-cut and I can colour them in, and we've got a sentiment, and I could make a couple of those cards. Oh, I already have some clouds here. Got, that one is a retired one now. I can't even remember where that one, I think that's a retired piece as well. I have a funny feeling this no longer exists. Oh, we're going to clean this out while we go. Okay, we still have our painted lavender. Yes, yes. Oh, that was a good mask. Oh, we have lots of things in there. They are all of our circles and labels. I think we're on a winner with our butterflies here. Nice, easy and simple to use. Oh, hey Margine, hey Tanya. Yes, so what I have done, I have used our embossing, our decorative mask to emboss on a piece of paper. So you will have to go back to the start of the video to see how I did that. I did watch a video from a demonstrator named Wendy Lee, and she did show me, and the whole plate situation with our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, how to get a beautiful impression like this. I'm going to try and hold it as still as I can, so I might be able to get a screenshot. Tilt it a bit this way. Perfect. Okay, I've held that still enough. I should be able to get a screenshot. So I do have two pieces. I have a feeling I should just trim this down as well, because this one appears to be pretty straight actually. Look at that. Okay, so I do kind of need to cut two sides. There we go. So what did we say? We said we were cutting 8 by, so 8 is 2.5 centimeters, and then we will go 1, 2.5 here, and that is perfect. So we have 2 of the exact same pieces. Now, just for those who are joining a little bit later, hey Shaz, how are you? I've already been on for a little bit, so I do apologize. I do have some things to go and do. I did try to emboss with this other mask. Didn't quite work as well. I think if I taped it down and ran it through twice or 3 times, I may have got a better impression. But this is quite a good impression on the edges, not so much in the middle. So just so you know where we were at and where we came from, and you can watch that part back. Okay, so I have those trimmed down. I am going to do a little bit of blending on the backgrounds. Now I do have plentiful amounts of butterflies here. So these come from the sketched butterflies set, and it does have matching dies, but these came straight from the Use It Up box, so we're going to use them. And I really don't know what I stamped these with, so I'm actually pretty hesitant with how I would like to colour them actually. Oh, these even have dimensionals on them. This one does too. Wow, that's awesome. Love it when that happens. So this one we could maybe, oh, that one's not stamped. This one, do we use two littles and one big? Oh, I think 2 littles is maybe if we put one above the sentiment and one below. What do we think? 2 butterflies and 1 big one? How does that work for everyone? Because, you know, we've got to use up our bits. David, could you please ring Owen? David? Could you? Oh, well, I can't ring him. I'm on my live and he keeps on ringing me. Sorry. A terrific idea. Great. Oh, you guys have watched 3 videos together. That's awesome. And I know what Owen's ringing for. And if I wasn't using my phone to actually, I may be able to text him. Send a text to Owen Woodbridge. Did you need something? I am live. Oh, no. Owen's talking to David. Great. So, colour suggestions, please, ladies and gents. Okay, so I have grabbed this. So maybe I'm going pinks and oranges. Just maybe. I think Owen needs my password for my credit card because he's paying for his appointment. So, do we reckon oranges and pinks? I need to maybe pick a bubble bath. That might look nice. Maybe a bubble bath and a fresh freezer, something soft. And maybe a petal pink, because that's an orangey pink. Sorry, very faded. Petal pink and maybe a yellow, like a lemon lolly. Let me see. Okay, great. So I've gone pinks and purples and pinky, yeah. Okay, so I've got that and I've got that. So that'll work. So what I want to do is create some colour in the background and then some colour on the butterfly. Now, I may not get both of these done, but I'll at least have the colouring done. I think I want pink in the background, like our petal pink. Huh? Oh. If he's looking at the park, he needs to turn, if he's looking at the park with where he was behind him, he needs to turn left and go up the road. Hopefully David heard that. Nothing like mumming all the time. Okay, I'm just using this to just grab off a little bit of the colour. I have no idea how juicy these ink pads are, but ooh, some nice subtle petal pink here, kind of going in a diagonal direction. Okay, I like that. Yes, that makes that pop beautifully. I may even just grab a little bit more. That's great, and that really accentuates that embossing off the mask. So that's lovely. Now what I also want to do is maybe add a little bit of the petal pink here and then add in the yellow on the edges. I'm not going to need this anymore. This is the great thing about having some already pre-stamped things hanging around, because I'm just personalizing them. Okay, barely got any water, but that's okay. Just enough to pick up the excess ink. And now I've got my lemon lolly. Okay, lemon lolly. Now I'm pretty sure this one is going to be a lot juicier. Yes. So I just want to bring the lemon lolly in on the edges and then blend it into that petal pink, which petal pink is always more orange. So you've just got that faint hint with the yellow on the outside. So are we picking a petal pink or a lemon lolly card base? This will be interesting, so we can see how that really pops. Did he find his way, doll? Okay, cool. Oh, I can't really hear you, sorry. So what was he going to do? Huh? What, to pick him up?
Directions.
I gave you the directions.
He hasn't responded since then.
Oh, there he goes. I'm sorry, his big sister is going to be zero help, unfortunately. I don't know if she knows where he is, unfortunately. Maybe. Trials and tribulations. Okay, so just pop this sentiment right there. And I'm thinking I will need one dimensional just in the middle of here. Okay. So one dimensional right there, and that should be enough. And then we're going to do similar with our other card front. Okay, so I'm still seeing plenty of my embossing, but we do have a focal point. Now let's quickly check these colors. Somehow I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to try. I don't think, well, actually the lemon doesn't look too bad. The other option is the petal pink. There's lemon, and here's petal pink. Oh, I don't know. I will let you tell me whether you like lemon or petal pink while I get on with our other card front. Okay, so I'm thinking I want fresh freesia in the background, and then having similar to what we did with the other one. Oh, thank you, Shaz. Just trying to make this embossed mask pop. So just keeping it simple. The pink, Shaz says. Ooh. Okay. I'm just coming in the opposite direction here. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to go directly on, but alas, that's what I did. So I maybe want some, maybe a little bit of fresh freesia at the top. So this one I might want a little bit darker, so some fresh freesia at the top, and then I will bring in the petal pink at the bottom. So keeping it really, really simple. Okay, the petal pink wins. Surprising, but not surprising in the same breath. I would have been happy for either. Now, the reason I'm not using blends on these is because I can't remember what black ink I stamped these with. So rather than having a whole smeary mess, using the blending brushes is the next best thing. Okay, so now I am going to smother these in the pink. Although, yeah, that's making it nice and dark. Oh, I love that. Petal pink and fresh freesia really are very nice best friends. So, just going very heavy-handed here. And I can even blend up into here. Oh, I like that. And a little bit more. Okay. Oh, very nice, very nice. So you can see how quickly these have come together. Just two different colorways. I want to keep my hand quite firmly on that. Going to give this a bit of a wipe. So I do love blending on my glass mat, but you do just need to be mindful that you need to clean up, otherwise you will transfer ink onto something else. I know I've got ink on my hands, so just going to give them a bit of a wipe. but I think we'll go close to have these cards done in basically an hour. So take these off. Now this one, on my laying out, I kind of wanted this in the middle-ish. So kind of in the, as I say, middle-ish. Well, maybe I do. Let's see if I can get this off. Maybe I kind of want to cover up that smudge. There you go, perfect. I've covered up that smudge, and I'm going to add a dimensional to both of these. And then we'll have to see what colour we are making these. Okay. Backing's off. Perfect. So you can see the blending really does highlight what we've done. Okay, one there, and then one in the other direction, just down here. There we go. So we can still see a lot of that embossing, but we've also used some of our use it up pieces. So we've got fresh freesia and bubble bath. So let's see what works best. So we've really kept within our subtles today, because we want the embossing to sing. So that is bubble bath. And let me grab my fresh freesia. So bubble bath and fresh freesia. Thinking fresh freesia gives it a bit more pop, actually. I'll be interested to see what you girls come back with. So what I am going to do with our first one is, everyone voted pink, so I'm going to score this and glue it to our pink, petal pink, which I have said is my least favourite Stampin' Up colour, but I don't discriminate with colours. If it's the one that works, it's the one that works, and we are going to use it, and whoever I give it to. Yes, the pink is subtle, Tanya. And then Shaz says the freesia. I need a few more votes, please. Ah, but the freesia does make it pop. Yes, it does, doesn't it, Tanya? Freesia. Okay. Well, they are some very simple. Well, how did that not drop directly in the glue? I will never know. Okay. Oh my dear word. That is not straight. I am going to have to fix that once this adheres, because I'm scared it will move. I think it's not totally even. Think that's pretty good. Okay, I will move that sentiment, so just bear with me. I think the other one is straight, but that one definitely is not. I'm assuming we're going to need some gems, because that's how we finish a card around here. with some embellishments. Okay, oh, that colour, so nice. So I'm thinking about our iridescent faceted gems, definitely for this one. I know I've got petal pink, so I'm very keen to use some petal pink or lemon lolly on this one. Sorry, just, you know, I'll tweak it. It's very simple, but I love the white card front and then having that very large mat around the outside. I feel like I'm channeling my inner Kathy Zilski. Anyone here who watches her videos? Okay, so kind of what I want to do is just pop up this one-dimensional, and I have totally pulled this up, but really dimensional, must you be so obtuse? Okay, right, now that does also work on an angle, but let's just get this done. There we go. I think that's better. And that definitely had not adhered yet. Shows you how long it does take our glue to adhere. That's so much better. Oh dear. Now I am going to be, there we go. Almost there. There we go. Now this really doesn't want to stick down. Okay. So we have our 2 cards. Now we just need some embellishments. I know, it's stuck down so tight, Tanya. If only the actual card base had stuck down that tight, that quickly. Okay, now I also wanted to remind you all that our always will work with those ones. Ooh, I do have our Celebration purple adhesive back sequins. I've got them in both Bubble Bath and Fresh Freesia, but this one I have petal pink. I'm thinking I'm going to use these ones. These are the rainbow dots, and they have petal pink, lemon lolly, Bubble Bath and Fresh Freesia. So I think we're winning on all fronts here, but so many of our embellishments would work. But this just happens to have all the colours that we used in one pack. When does that ever happen? Okay, so I don't want too many. I just want a little few. Okay, so I'm just playing with colour on this one. Now this, I need to add a dot of glue, and I'm definitely liking the lemon lolly in this one. Okay, I've got a big dob of glue there. Didn't mean it to be that big, but I basically halved the dot, or the dimensional. Okay, and what I'm thinking is a little one just up here. So I'm thinking I do need a block on here somehow. Is that... I just actually need to hold my finger here. I know, Tanya, it really... Oh, you even got my hair in the video. Yes, it is one very handy pack. We have Flirty Flamingo, Pool Party, Petal Pink, Lemon Lolly, Azure Afternoon, Bubble Bath, Balmy Blue, and then Fresh Freesia. So you can certainly tell what my favorite has been so far. Now, I am going to bring in more Bubble Bath here because I just want to highlight the two colors we have used the least and just bring them in a little bit. Okay. Not that Fresh Freesia isn't awesomely amazing, it's just I've used it quite a bit, so I just want to bring a little more balance to what I have done. Okay, now this one is still not happy. I'm really going to have to hold this down. Thank you, Shaz. So in less than an hour, I have shared Wendy Lee, who is also a demonstrator, how the sandwich on how to use our decorative mask. Sorry, I have to do all of this one-handed now until this grabs. So I used our decorative masks. These are our linked together decorative masks, and I use them with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and a silicone mat to emboss our two card panels. So you can see there that I've done that. I do go through her plate sandwich at the front, at the start. Then I went into my used up box and grabbed out my sketched butterflies use it up bits. We coloured those with blending brushes. This one is Fresh Freesia and Bubble Bath, and this one is Petal Pink and Lemon Lolly. So that end, all four of those colours were in our rainbow dots. So they were our embellishments. I will quickly go through the plate sandwich for you. Actually, I need to take this one out because this one didn't exist. So we use plate 1, plate 3, a silicone mat, which is right here, a silicone mat, our paper, our mask, and then plate number 4, and we run it through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I did put a disclaimer that if that is too tight going through your machine, do not force it. If anything feels like it's too tight and you're having to force it through your machine, don't do it because you'll break your machine. For me, it felt like a perfect tension, and I did get good results. I did get mixed results with these dots. I did get a very light embossing and nowhere near as deep as the larger holes. So just trying to catch that in the light. So thank you so much for joining me. Those of you that came in late, I do recommend going to the start so you can see how I created these embossed panels, and it really is super duper simple. Thank you, Wendy Lee, for sharing your short video on how to do this, because it does give us a whole extra way that we can use our decorative masks. These are amazing as they are, also at a fantastic price point. and it just gives us a whole nother way to use them. So thank you very much. And yes, awesome. Thank you, Tanya. Have a wonderful weekend. I will be back next week with my next 2 live videos. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And in the comments here on the Facebook Live, I will put the link to Wendy's video, and I will do the same in the description on my YouTube replay. So have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.